What's going on, everybody? The happiest happy hour in town. It is the Black Hole Unleashed. And look at it. Happy hour right on time here. Guys, welcome. We got a great show lined up for us today. Lots of people, a lot of great guests. We want to talk about one of the biggest events coming up in the city in a long time. We were shut down last year. We will not be shut down this year. We are celebrating the draft. It's going down. Jeremy Long, do what you do. Hype these people up. Let them know where we're going to be.
It's finally here, Mike. It's finally here. It feels like we've been talking about the draft forever. I mean, at least since the moment that the Super Bowl ended, we've been talking about the draft.
That's all we had to talk about.
That's it, here we go, and it's finally upon us. And gosh, man, it's like it's almost like Christmas morning because it's going to be Thursday night, and it's really exciting to talk about and be a part of and everything. And so, in a minute, we're going to be joined by our Las Vegas chapter president, Cisco Kid. You guys know him from around the world. There's Cisco Ortega is going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking about the draft party that's coming up, that's being hosted at the Westgate, and we cannot tell you guys about this enough because it's going to be a hell of a fun time, a hell of a fun event. And best of all, Mike, it's 100% free. So, this is it. You've seen it all over our Facebook pages and everything. You've seen it shut out by all of our chapters and our presidents and everyone. We really, really hope that you can join us this weekend at the world famous Westgate, and come, hang out. And not only are we going to celebrate the draft and everything, we're also going to be celebrating our friend Violator for his Hall of Fame accomplishment, for everything that he's done in his career and everything. And we're also going to be it's the official launch, because of COVID, it's the official launch of the Las Vegas chapter of the Black Hole. So I mean,
let's get it.
That whole situation, man. It is going to be so much fun. Okay. Cisco's going to join us here in just a second. Before we get to that, and before we chat anymore, number one, if you want to save 80% on your rooms at the Westgate, use that link right there. Okay. Use it. I'm sure Cisco and Rob are going to put it in the comments where you can actually click on it and everything, but you're going to want to use that link and get your room right now. Save up to 80%. That's nuts, man. It's going to be bananas, and it's always a great time. I know DJ Mike Scott's going to be there, and all of them. Everyone's going to be there. Gorilla's going to be there. Senor's going to be there. Violator, of course, is going to be there. You'll see former Raiders quarterback Jay Schrader is going to be there. And a number of, all kinds of Raiders guests are going to be popping up throughout the weekend. The Westgate, we love those guys because they always take care of the Black Hole. They always take care of Raiders fans. So we're going to give them as much love as we possibly can in this show. But like I said, before we move on, we want to, Mike, I'm just sitting there talking over you, but we want to take a moment and remember Raiders great Mike Davis, who passed away just a couple of days ago. Talk about a stalwart in the Raiders family, in the community and everything. So, shout out to his family, man. We're thinking about him. Our condolences to to his family and close personal friends and everything. But you're talking about, a one in a million guy who was beloved not only for his play and the magical moments that he gave us on the field, but for everything after his playing days were done. A true gentleman of the game and everything, Mike Davis. What else can I say? I mean, we see him here with this guy, Al Davis, and gosh, man, I love that guy. Doing his thing and everything. But of course, Mike remembered for that interception heard around the world and still resonates today. It's reviled, of course, in Cleveland, but
it's Cleveland, bro. They'll get over.
Red slot right, halfback stay 88 or shortened red right 88 interception sealed that championship game, propelled us to a Super Bowl and then a Super Bowl win. Of course, like you said, man, just an incredible guy on and off the field. We want to take a moment to say condolences to him and just and his family. Just if you're in your garage watching the show, like most of our, or the public bathroom at the airport where most of our fans watch the show, give a shout, give a Raider shout. It's always tough whenever we lose a member of the Raiders family, so we just wanted to take a moment right off the top and chat about that. But let's bring in our guy Cisco. Is he ready? I don't know. I'm looking at him here. is he ready? There he is. Like he's in witness protection, like in front of a window with his blinds drawn. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you
All
hear me?
right, there he is. Cisco Kid, man. There you go. Man, it seems like it's been forever since we've seen you in person.
That's true. Where you guys been hiding?
Well, apparently not with you. You're the one in witness protection, man. What is that about? You ain't got no lights in that new house? You bought a brand new house, $1 million house, and you ain't got no lights in there?
Yeah, I wish it was $1 million. Yeah, no. I got lights on. What are you talking about?
You got that Boost mobile phone. That's okay, man. We love you, bro. Take care. So we also have our friend Richard Harp. Like, I'm gonna bring him in too at the same time. Richard Harp, you guys staying at the same house, apparently. Okay.
Kind of looks similar.
Well, so somebody's in the living room, another guy's in the bathroom. It's all right, man. Guys, we have an incredible weekend coming up. Going to be at the Westgate. It's going to be party central, just like it is every time that the world famous Westgate hosts the Raiders and its fans and everything. Let's start with you, Richard. Tell us a little bit about this event that's coming up and what Raiders fans from around the world can expect.
Well, let's put it this way. We did it last time. We had 700 people. I expect a heck of a lot more. 2 nights of action-packed fun. I mean, this is just crazy. So obviously, everybody wants to watch tonight. We're going to see rounds 2 and 3. What's really cool right after that, I think we have Hugh Jackson, we have Jay Schrader, we have Phil V. All those guys are going to kind of walk through the draft, tell you what they think of what the Raiders did, and then certainly everybody else. So I'd love to hear, what these guys have to say. It's going to be cool, especially a coach. You hear a coach saying like, "Hey, man, we got a great pick in round 1." That's what I want to hear. So
yeah, and
I think we're all a little disappointed with last year. So hopefully.
Oh yeah, we got robbed
just a little bit. So.
And Coach Jackson's going to be making the rounds there, and if we can count on Coach Hugh Jackson for anything, it's for his complete honesty and what he thinks of certain drafts and picks, and what the Raiders will try to get some kind of idea of what Coach John Gruden and GM Mike Mayock are thinking as far as the team moving forward. But let me say this: I mean, this event is being offered 100% free. As far as coming in and out and everything else, I mean, that's not something that you usually see on the Strip in Las Vegas without some kind of string of attached.
Yeah, we got live entertainment too. So I mean, there's a lot going on. So Saturday night's going to be action packed as well. Certainly, the draft's already over with then, but we got the Tony Marquez band coming on, and they play all kinds of music. So rock, R&B, country. So they'll play all the greatest hits. So I think the place will be rocking, and then Cisco can probably speak to DJ Philly Mike. Anybody who's heard him before, man, he really gets the room going.
Well, so, but now I know you probably didn't hear about this, but Jeremy and I do a skit like Kid and Play, which we have the records ready to go. We kick the feet, we rap, we come back in. It's going to be good. It's going to be sexy. I hope you don't mind sexy, because he and I are going to bring it. We're going to bring it, Richard. That's what we do.
I don't know if I'm that excited about you being sexy, but
it's okay. It's going to be a great show.
Hey, Cisco, the Corona girls are coming, right? I'm just trying to make sure that
the balance is there.
I don't want to scare anybody away.
Aren't you picking them up?
Richard,
you want me to?
Yeah, in all sincerity, let's ask people are going to be out there. As far as food, it's going to be food available inside of the stadium or inside the arena. How's everything going to be set up?
Well, so right now, the theater, we're going to be able to, I think you've heard the new capacity rule. So we're going to be able to cram a lot more people in the theater. There is it's kind of like a bar/restaurant type area where they serve food. They're going to have food specials. I think we have Modelo and Corona, $20 a bucket. and that's just a great deal. If you're ever on the Strip, trying to get a bucket of beer for $20, that's not easy. So once again, going to be a great deal. I think trying to think what else is going on. The food's going to be typical stadium food. You're going to have burgers, fries, hot dogs, all kinds of good shit. So most important thing is everybody wants to have a good time. So you sit there, stuff your face, drink a bucket of beer. I mean, what else? And listen to good music.
And drink some tequila.
Oh, that's right. Grand Leonda. Oh, there's the plug from Cisco. So, yeah, there's going to be specials. So for those people that don't like to take their time with beer, just want to get hammered quickly, there's plenty of Grand Leonda.
There we go.
I love Cisco. Cisco's got stock in Grand Leonda. I'm convinced he does.
Apparently.
He just walks around with that bottle, man.
Out of nowhere, it's just bam, and balance, just like a balancing act. So
Cisco knows more about the actual event goings on, but it starts at 4:00 on Friday, runs till 10, and then Saturday night starts at 6, runs all the way to midnight. So pace yourself just a little bit, fans out there. Whoever's going, don't drink too much tequila hour 1. So
unless, of course, it's a really bad pick. Unless they, And then, you got to do what you got to do, Raiders fans, after that. But Cisco, tell us a little bit about some of the entertainment. I mean, our guy, DJ Philly Mike, is going to be there tearing it up and everything. What's a little bit – I mean, even the other super fans, Gorilla, Senor, these guys are going to be there roaming around, taking pictures and everything. Tell us a little bit about what fans can expect as far as entertainment.
Well, as far as people that know the Black Hole know how we get down. Our parties are – we try and make it the best we possibly can for not only, our Black Hole members, but the Raider Nation. And, having those 3 guys, the 3 amigos, I mean, they're always a good time, shaking hands, taking pictures, kissing babies, doing that whole thing. They're just a great group of guys to hang out with. And, to have them all 3 under one roof for an event like this and doing a tribute to our guy. Man, I just can't wait. Just can't wait. And like you touched on, we got the Vegas' own Tommy Marquez band. Rob and I were stumbled across those guys just before COVID, actually, and saw them out on Fremont Street, and we were just kind of taken back. We're walking by and just saw a bunch of guys look like a country western band, and we're there ordering some beers, and we're like, wait. Is that Bruno Mars they're singing? It was just one hit after another, man. And we were taken back. So we were glad to connect with those guys and have them a part of the Black Hole family for this event. And we're going to kick it off. And like you said, man, Philly Mike's in the house. And if you ain't dancing when that guy's up on the turntables, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Him and his wife, Hurricane Katrina, always get the party started, man. And Black Hole Rob's sending me some images right now. I'm going to post them as I can get them up. But a lot of fun stuff. So, this is kind of an ultimate weekend, not only for the draft, but it's almost like like an official kickoff to the season, with people back. It's been limited so far. I know Westgate has, of course, been a partner with us for a while, and we've had some events over the last few months, but very limited capacity. But now the capacity rules have changed, just like you touched on just a little while ago, Richard. And it almost feels like a kickoff to the actual first official season for the Las Vegas Raiders, man. And again, Westgate has been such a great partner with TBH and with the Raiders and everything. Why is it important that the Westgate do that? I have not seen a hotel embrace the Black Hole and the Raiders as much as the Westgate has.
Yeah, here's what I'd say. Rob and Cisco, good friends. We've been talking for quite a while. That's why I said Gorilla's birthday party was a huge success. And so I could convince everybody in executive management, guys, this is who we want to work with. And I think you guys all know a little bit that we have some connection already to the Raiders. I can't say anything more than that, but let's just say there's some famous people living in our hotel. And so there's just a natural connection between Westgate. My vision for Westgate is we become the unofficial home of the Raiders and the Black Hole. So the M went out and bought the business. We're going to be where the action's at.
I like it. Look at that marketing. That was just there.
That's
I
right,
loved it.
baby. It's all
That's from the
marketing.
heart. It came from the heart.
Yeah, and I've been text messaging over the last couple of weeks, getting prepped for this big event. My buddy Phil is excited. I know Rich is excited to see number 41 in the building, and Phil is excited. He's there it is. I might get him to do a little scribble.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys can see. That's my top 72 Phil V card.
Nice.
My favorite one. Here's Cliff. I just say how much I
Oh,
love
there-
Cliff Branch.
Cliff
the man.
Branch, yeah.
Yeah, he's the man.
That's a good. Are you gonna try to get Philly to sign that one?
I may.
Chase, hey, don't.
If Cisco's got to put in a word for me. So
There you go.
I got you, Rich. I got you. Don't worry about it.
all right.
Let's see some images. There he is, the man, Raider Great. Oh, Philly V there doing his thing. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, Jay Schrader, good friend of ours as well, and just an incredible guy too. Jay Schrader works with so many kids organizations and things like that. He loves to give back to the kids. He's moved here to Vegas, and he's become ingrained in everything that the city's got going
community.
on. And of course, look at this guy, JT the freaking brick, gonna be around doing his thing. And if you can count on one guy to spit truth, it's JT the brick. Love the guy. Used to work with him over there at ESPN and everything. So tons and tons of fun. We can't stress it enough, folks. Let me put this link back up here just for another minute. Go in, use that link, book your rooms now if you haven't already. Their capacity limits have been lifted, but it's not all the way. It's very possible you could run out of room and sleep in the car like a Chargers fan or something like that. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to sleep on the streets of Vegas like a Chargers fan. All 12 of them, they do.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You on a roll, brother.
Yeah.
Rich, I know you guys have some great places to eat. Do people probably need even to call in and make reservations, or are they going to be able to walk up to your restaurants? Or
yeah, here's what I'd say. Edge is the top steakhouse, actually the top restaurant by TripAdvisor in the whole frickin' town. You probably need reservations there. Benihana's a little bit tight too. So Friday and Saturday, here's what I'd say. If you're coming, make sure you make some reservations now because we're getting close.
Yeah. No, I
Hey,
know
one
both
other
those
thing.
restaurants.
Yeah. Hey,
Go
you
ahead,
guys
go
okay
ahead.
if I do another plug?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I just want to remind everybody on the hotel, like you see that link.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at rates now in Vegas for the weekend, because here's what I'd say. Vegas is back. There's crowds, all that kind of shit. So here's what I would say is you're looking at $200 or $300. If you were to go to the Strat, come to our property, if you were coming off the street, you'd be paying close to $300. We're offering Black Hole a discount down to $85 on Saturday, and that is no resort fee. Normally you pay a $37 a day resort fee. So all I'm getting at, you're getting like a 70% reduction, and you get a free party. If I'm out in Southern California or Arizona right now, and I'm sitting there thinking, do I watch the draft at home, have a couple of buddies over, or do I go to Vegas? Do I go to frickin' Vegas, hang out with 1,000 crazy people cheering and screaming and yelling? Come on, man. What kind of choice is that? It's not even close.
It's not even close. It's not even close. They're not Raider fans. They're not even fans of Vegas.
There you go. Yeah. Let's challenge
Let's
their
talk
manhood.
about them. Let's talk about them, Rich. Let's talk. Get on it. Get your reservations right now. If you're driving your car, fill your car up. If you're flying a car, if you're going on a plane, do what you need to do that way. But guys, it's going to be a great time. Like you said, when we were down there for Gorilla Grilla's birthday, it was an absolute blast. Coach Hugh Jackson's giving great advice. He's going to be down there. You don't want to be super fan, but be a super fan and come to enjoy Modella, Corona. Guys, you're the best fans ever. There's no reason you shouldn't come down here. I've even heard that these two guys, Jeremy Long and Michael Price, aka JLong and MP, are going to do a podcast.
Let's not scare the people away there, Mike. That's
good.
Scare the people away. We're trying to get them.
Hey, guys, can I say one more thing?
Yeah,
you can say all you want.
Okay, all right. What I have in my hand here is a special Black Hole VIP wristband. The first 40 people who check in are going to get the VIP wristband, which gives you the best seat in the house. So just letting you know, you check in and you're one of the first 40, you get the best seat in the house. So
There
I'm
we
putting
go.
a challenge out there.
Wow.
There's people
okay.
going to be checking in Thursday. So I'm just letting you know, if you don't check in till Friday, you're not getting this wristband. You got to check in Thursday.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and check in tonight, and I'll just see you up there, Richard. Need that wristband. Okay, you
Gotta
heard
get
it
my
here
wristband
first.
game up. Yes.
You heard it here first. For the first 40 fans that check in at the Westgate. Check in at the
And you
Westgate.
can't just walk up and get
check into the hotel.
You got to check into the hotel. You got to make sure you get all the little legalese in there, Rich. I know this. Yeah, we got you, bro. We got you on this one.
And not check in on Facebook. We're talking about checking into the hotel. All right.
You millennials, yes.
Yeah.
Don't try that. Don't try that with us.
Put that credit
we
card
men of a
down.
certain age,
Come
so
on.
we don't play that millennial stuff with you. Don't do it. Anything anything else, Rich, that going on at the Westgate this weekend, or is this the biggest thing? Because we're coming down here in droves, and people are going to probably start coming in Thursday, Friday, and we just want to make sure they have a good time while they're down there.
Yeah, I want to see everybody in silver and black. I want to see all the people with a mask on. And here's what I would say: this time we're going to allow masks in the theater. So in other words, if you're if you got a Chucky mask on, you're going to be able to wear it in the theater. So in other words, it's a little different than when we had real parties. So all I would say, bring your makeup, bring everything, and just get ready to have a great time.
Yeah,
I love it.
And if you don't, for some reason, if you guys don't have the gear, look, man, it's the official Black Hole shirt. Go on to blackhole.com, get your gear. You get all kinds of Raiders paraphernalia, Black Hole paraphernalia, even mask. Like you get your little mask.
You're like Jen Kramer. You just went down there and just pull some stuff out.
I think I think there's actual like a TBH slap chop you can get. All kinds of things. That's a beanie. Of course, a hat. There you go. Man.
All right, booyah.
There you go. No excuses. Silver and black. Bring it out there. Represent the Raiders. Represent the Black Hole. And like I said, one more time, graphic there. Everyone come out. Specials, food and drink, Modelo, Corona, buckets of Corona and Modelo, special prices. And, of course, book your room now because you're getting up to 80% off. And that is insane, especially right now, like Richard said. Vegas is back, and if one thing Vegas is known for, it's not cutting you any slack on those resorts fees, but we're not having them at Westgate. That's the only place that's doing the damn thing like that.
Let's do this.
Cisco, Richard, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, man. We're going to keep plugging it throughout the show, but like all good things, we must end it and move on. And let me ask real quick, Cisco, who do you think that first round pick should be?
You know what? I think we got to go linebacker or pass rusher.
Okay.
And I don't know.
I put you on the spot, man.
Hey, I got one. I
don't know who they're going to go. You know what I mean?
Get off the fence. You're not get off the
fence.
Come
on, pick somebody. All right, I got one.
I know you want to say Micah Parsons. I know you do.
I do want to make a little special shot. I know you did the condolences for Mr. Number 36, Mike Davis. He's was a honorable member of the Black Hole. Came to a couple of our parties, back in the day in Oakland, and rest in peace and prayers to the Davis family. His wife is just a doll and a beautiful person to know. And, our condolences definitely to the Davis family. But one more, a little bit closer to home. Just today, unfortunately, the news broke. One of our beloved members out of Albuquerque, New Mexico chapter, James Blanco, passed today. So, AKA G-Town Raiders. So, prayers to the James family. And it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow anytime somebody passes. And my condolences to the family.
All right. Thank you so much, Cisco. Richard, you had a pick before.
Yeah, I want somebody to plug up the middle. I don't know. I'm a big Ndamukong Suh fan, so I look at Christian Barmore out of Alabama. Now, he's supposed to go a little later, but I just got to say, man, you put somebody up the middle, he will stop the run, and that's.
Is he nasty?
I think that's what we. What's that?
I said, is
Yeah,
he
so
is he like endemic so nasty? He'll just come up and
come
just
on,
knock you out and look at you and step.
I don't think
Nobody's that bad.
anybody's as nasty. You have to go back to the Raiders in the 70s to see people do that shit. So
We'll see. Ask Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, Phil V. Here's Phil V. Phil V would literally rip your helmet off. So
those are good old days.
The good old days, man. Good old days. Phil V, Night Train Lane, those guys. The Night Train, clothesline. There you go. He invented it. So there you go. All right, guys, we appreciate it. Always good talking to you. Can't wait to see both of you guys this weekend. And go now, right now. That link down there. Book your rooms. 80% off. All kinds of good times. And we'll see what happens. We'll see you guys on the other side of this draft. All right.
All right. Go Raiders.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
There you go, man. Characters and themselves. They're going to be there. Richard's going to have a show on the main stage too. You know, he's going to be doing this.
What?
No, man. It's a joke.
Oh.
Oh, Mike is high tonight. All right, here we go. We speaking of the Raiders, and it gets this close to the NFL draft, and you want as much information as possible from reliable sources to kind of cut through the smoke signals that Mike teams love to send up about what they're planning to do, what they're trying to do, what they pretend to try to do, and things like that. So you got to really start circling the wagons as far as having your insiders in there in your hip pocket and everything, so they can whisper in your ear, so you can win those pools that you start betting on when it comes around to draft season and stuff like that. And so we like to turn our bets toward one of the best NFL insiders and best NFL writers around. And yes, he may have started some San Francisco 49ers stuff, but that's okay. You got to take the good with the bad sometimes, man. But, what are you going to do? I ain't going to say nothing to him. He's too swolled up all the damn time. And this is our guy right here, Ryan Sakamoto. There he is joining us. Ryan, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And I just got to say, that's a dope logo, man. The black hole logo is dope. I wouldn't mind wearing that in the Levi Stadium. I walk into that and be like, dang, that's pretty dope. What are they going to say? They can't say anything. It's swaggy as hell.
Yeah, especially your swole ass. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Yeah, Mr. Universe, Ryan Sakamoto, all over the place, man. Ryan, before we get started, of course, we're going to pepper you with all kinds of draft questions and things like that. But for the folks that have been living under a rock for the last few years and may not know a little bit about you, give us a brief background of you and your time spent covering the NFL and everything that you do.
Sure. So back in 2012, I started a blog called NinerFans.com. And then in 2013, I was named top Bay Area blogger by NBC Bay Area News. From there, the following, in today's day of age of information, your credibility is based on your following. And it grew to 250,000 followers on Facebook. We then went on to go ahead, and I was a credentialed beat writer with the team from 2013 to 2018. And during that time span, I was on with Bleacher Report, signed on with CBS Sports Radio. So I had my own spot right after the Jim Rome show. So got all the hot spots there. And then from there, moved up and then now worked for Sports Illustrated covering the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now when COVID hit, no one was really hiring anything. No, you couldn't really do anything. So you're just working from home. So I ended up starting a YouTube podcast, it's called the Beast Rider Family, where I talk about all 32 NFL teams because that's been my MO all along. And a lot of fans on Twitter have been following me, and they're not even Niner fans. They're Raiders fans or Steelers fans, Seahawks fans, you name it. And that's how I kind of built up my credibility is if you're going to talk about one team specifically, you better know the rest of the other 31. Otherwise, you're doing yourself no justice because when a guy comes in, you already did the homework. You don't want to go spinning through the pages and looking up the guy like, oh, let's see his stats. Okay, like who is this guy or what college did? No, you already do the legwork up until from the college all the way up to the NFL. So that's why when I do my mock draft around this time of year, it's a hit like all the time because this is where I get the most traffic as with anyone. But at the end of the day, if you're more right than wrong and you're spot on in your analysis. Like, for instance, I put up a podcast that the Dolphins were going to trade number 3 before they even made that move. I said it right after Kyle Van Noy was released, and people were saying, oh, people didn't know who I was. It was like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. It happened. And then that's how you gain more followers. And the ones that were once trolling you were like, oh, this guy must know something. So,
Ryan,
yeah.
No,
So
I'm gonna say dude, that's you. I love it. You should teach a class, Beat Writer 101, because it's the truth, man. I applaud you for that, and I apologize for interrupting. I thought you were stopped, man.
I just think it's just like this, right? It's like everybody has a voice, right? So what makes my voice better than anyone else's? It doesn't. The fact how you gain credibility is putting your real-time analysis on the line, right? Mm-hmm. And being right. Because no one knows the future. Only God knows the future. But if you can predict somewhat the future, then you're going to gain credibility, because it's almost like, wow, how does this guy know this? Like Mac Jones at number 3. I don't think it's Mac Jones at number 3. I think it's Justin Fields or Trey Lance. And obviously I have inside information, but it could be Mac Jones. We don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm not afraid to put my balls on the line and make these predictions, because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to gain credibility in this NFL media game.
Exactly. And you've spent, like you said, the last few years building that credibility. You have a really incredible YouTube channel that I subscribe to. I love following your videos, man. So when I found out we were able to get you, I was like, yay, victory for me. So let's look into this future, man.
Sure.
Let's look at this number 17 pick. We're already seeing some movement up and down in this first round and everything. A lot of fans want to know. I mean, with such glaring holes on defense, that seems the obvious thing, but it's the Raiders, and you can't help but think there's going to be something just a little bit different, or John Gruden is not a conventional coach. What are you thinking? What are you hearing? What are you seeing with that number 17 pick?
With the Raiders, they're such an interesting team. Like, I always had Niner fans going to hate me, but I was actually a Raider fan growing up as a kid before switching over to the 49ers. So I always followed the Raiders. One thing that we know about the Raider fan base and the Raider Nation in general and how they run things is Al Davis comes from the speed kills mentality, right? He's all about the workout warrior numbers. You saw him draft Robert Gallery at number 2, if I remember correctly, early on. And then they also went after Darius Hayward-Bay, right? Drafted, I think he was number 7, and then they missed on Michael Crabtree, who went to the Niners at number 10. So speed kills. When you look at what the Oakland Raiders, or Las Vegas Raiders, let's say, would do at 16, and logically what's going to be there and what the team's needs are, you look at their roster, and right now they lost Nelson Aguilar, who's off to the New England Patriots. So they need a true wide receiver 1. Now they drafted Henry Ruggs last year, and they also have Hunter Renfrow playing the slot. So you don't need a guy like Elijah Moore. You don't need a guy like that, like a Rondale Moore out of Purdue. What they do need is defensive help, like you said. Ultimately, a lot of people are saying they should go linebacker. I don't like these linebackers in this draft class outside of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, to me, is head and shoulders above any other linebacker in this draft class, especially for what Gus Bradley likes to do in that cover 3 scheme. Because at the end of the day, it has to be a scheme fit for that team. You don't just draft a player based on the BPA. You have to take into account the scheme fit, and that's called a value board. So what people don't realize is there's 3 types of boards inside the war room. Because I've been inside the war room before. You have your vertical board, right, which is your big board, or Mel Kiper would say your big board. And then you have your horizontal board, which is your 1A players based on the position. So let's say Patrick Surtain's your quarterback 1A, and then you have your Trevor Lawrence, who's quarterback 1A, right? So that would be your horizontal board. And then you have what's called a value board. Your value board is based on the scheme fit and based on the BPA versus needs and who logically would be able to get once the draft starts. And then you take those players off the value board. With that being said, when you look at the Las Vegas Raiders and what they need a defensive tackle. Now, they just signed Solomon Thomas and they just got Quentin Jefferson. I get it. But those guys are stopgap, bridge gap defensive tackles at best. Some guy just mentioned on here that Christian Barmore would be a nice pickup. He would. It would be a little bit of a reach, but at the end of the day, that would be a smart play. However, he's not the Ndamukong Suh type. He's more tailored for a 34 base run defense as a defensive end, but you can shrink him in and he can possibly play the 4-3 tech in the defensive end, defensive tackle position, excuse me. So Christian Barmore would be a solid pick. I'm a huge Roll Tide fan. I've been following Christian Barmore for the better half of the last 2 years. I also follow college football. So Christian Barmore, to me, although teams have him in the tail end of the first round, I wouldn't be upset with that. I would be upset if they went after a guy like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame. I think that guy is highly overrated. I'm just going to put it out there.
Wow, Notre Dame and overrated. That never goes together.
Yeah, right? You look at right tackle Mike McGlinchey for the San Francisco 49ers, drafted number 9 overall. Now Niner fans are like, oh, man, this guy's a sellout.
Right.
Oh,
you know what? Everything you say, we're going to have that one clip, and that's the one we're going to play.
That's so good. This is why I'm here, brother. This is why I'm here. I'm a one-drop MF. Keep going what you're doing, Ryan. Keep going, baby.
It's all fun and games, bro. But at the end of the day, right? Like they need. I'm a firm believer in building teams from the inside out, not the outside in. Games are won down in the trenches, right? With that being said, you lose 3/5 of your offensive line. You have 2 players who are now playing the NFC West with Gabe Jackson going on to the Seattle Seahawks and Rodney Hudson off to the Arizona Cardinals. With that being said, you then trade Trent Brown back to New England Patriots and you give Colton Miller, right? Is that his name? Colton Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. The blindside left tackle, $14 million per year annually. So he's the 5th highest paid left tackle right now. You bring back Richie Cognito, but you still need something up front. So while the Raider Nation would say, oh, we need offensive line help, what's realistically going to be sitting there at pick number 17 for you to warrant that grade? Because you're diminishing the value of the pick when you reach for need, going for an offensive lineman that logically will be there. You're looking at guys like Tevin Jenkins, Samuel Cosme. You don't want to reach for need, diminishing the value of the pick. I would rather the team go after a guy like Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. If he's sitting there, he would be a nice plug-and-play player who has all-pro potential in my estimation. And if not Elijah Vera Tucker, and let's say he goes off the board, because in my mock draft, based on my mock draft, I have him going off to the Minnesota Vikings just a few picks ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if the Las Vegas Raiders actually traded back a few spots and picked up a guy like Christian Barmore or even Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma. Or if you want to roll the dice even more so and go with another wide receiver, because they do need another wide receiver. What about Terrace Marshall at LSU? I like him a lot too. So there's a lot of different variables that have to come into play. Ultimately, I think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place sitting there at 17 because the draft position is not very favorable based on what the team needs are. If that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And, and looking, you actually picked you said LSU, and they obviously had a down year this season, where I think they failed the draft the year before last,
right.
with a plethora of picks. So, looking at that, and I want to back up. You said that they're probably going to go backwards in the draft. Would it make any sense for them to try to move up in the draft any place?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I was GM, I wasn't gonna say GM John Gruden because let's be honest, he's the one that makes the decisions. If I was John Gruden, I would want to either trade back or trade up and stockpile more picks because again, they're not holding favorable draft position. If I was to trade up, right, and you look at what the needs are, you're not going to get a top 4 pass catcher. That's just you're going to be investing way too much, and you already have Henry Ruggs, and I love Hunter Renfrow. I like the guy a lot. I mean, he'll get you 50 catches for 600 yards a year. Probably around 6-7 touchdowns. That's pretty good for the wide receiver 3, right?
Right.
I like Hunter Renfrow. I don't know why. I just liked him coming out of Clemson. I'm tied to Hunter Renfrow. I like the guy. So with that being said, and they already have Darren Waller, who's a top 5 tight end all day long. So the skill players' positions are already set. What you want to look for is find valuation if you were to trade up, and what teams would you have to leapfrog in order to get that targeted player? I would like Micah Parsons. I think he would be a perfect fit for Las Vegas Raiders and under Gus Bradley's defense because, again, it's a cover 3 scheme. And in my estimation, I studied a lot of Micah Parsons. I think he's better suited to play the Sam linebacker position where you're allowing him to use his speed to his advantage, playing sideline to sideline instead of going after and filling in the run fits. The one thing that Micah Parsons lacks in his game is run fit discipline. He's not very run fit discipline. But if you have him on setting the edge, now he's more of a read and react style play, flushing plays back inside. And now you can also use him as a pass rusher on third downs, because what happens is now what people don't realize is Michael Parsons played defensive end back in high school. So he has pass rush ability. So if you don't want a one-trick pony, you want to get the most value out of the position. And if you're going to trade up, I would like trading up for a guy like Micah Parsons, or even, hey, why not go after a guy like Rashawn Slater or Penei Sewell, someone down in the trenches that can solidify the offensive line, giving Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs some goons up front that they can work with. Because let's face it, the Raiders' offensive line is not very strong as it currently stands.
You know, a guy who is kind of climbing the boards as of late is a young cornerback out of Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley. You know, he's 6'2", very physical, but you're also talking about a guy who hasn't played football, meaningful football in almost 2 years, and has 2 back surgeries to his name already, just coming out of high school, hasn't even entered the NFL yet. Could this be more of a reach on a guy as far as cornerbacks on a position? Honestly, they desperately need help, but that's the entire defense. I could say that about any position of the defense. But I keep seeing Farley's name keep popping up in more and more mock drafts, even from guys who don't do the drafts from their mother's basements.
Yeah. Caleb Farley, you mentioned the red flags. And again, I compete. That part of my job is not only do I cover the NFL, but I actually bodybuild for a living. So I know about physical therapy. I know about how injuries work. Back injuries should not be taken lightly. I mean, the first thing to go to go as far as your injuries are concerned as you get older is your back. If you're having this many problems at such a young age, it's going to be a chronic problem later down the line. I'm telling you right now. And if you're playing the cornerback position, you have to sink your hips. You have to maintain leverage. You have to stay square at the line of scrimmage. You have to always
doing it.
You're not doing it. You can't do it. So you'll see the cornerback pop up, right? And he's going to gain leverage on the go. These are some things that people don't really go in detail about. I think that's where the competitive advantage of bringing in to perspective, like you just said, echoing your analysis, is Caleb Farley's back problems is an issue. I spoke with a few teams and they said it's an issue. They even asked me, hey, you're in the industry, like how big is that? I was like, dude, don't take him off your board. But if he's in the second round, okay, go ahead, take him.
Second round or third round?
Depends where in the second round.
We're gonna win right now.
He would be. You talk about your horizontal value. Yeah. I think he would be a good value in a third round if he were to fall that far, because he is a big physical corner, 6'2", guys that can play the run, good against stopping the run whenever he was healthy.
Right.
Don't come every day, but it wouldn't be unraider-like
you don't want to risk the farm on that.
And take a guy like that they.
Yeah. A guy I really like, though, I just mentioned Patrick Surtain earlier. I really love J.C. Horn. That guy's a monster. If the Raiders get J.C. Horn, woohoo! Watch out, Damon Arnett. You're out of a job, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about so many, and that's the beautiful thing about the first round of the draft is like we can talk in just what if scenarios. If Justin Fields was there at 17, I don't know. Do the Raiders take a swing on him? But a lot of these guys aren't going to be there. They're not going to be there.
So let me ask this, Ryan. Who is your dark horse? Who is this guy that if you have 2 of them or 3? Who are these guys that they go, man, if these guys are here at number 15, 16, boom. Oh, and if they're here at 2025, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Just for the Raiders or just teams in specific?
No, just team in general. Just in general.
Najee Harris, man. Najee Harris is a beast, dude. That guy is on my big board. He's number 5 on my big board. He's going to slide. And the reason why I'm hearing he's sliding is because there's tread on his tires. Well, that's fool's gold, because if you look historically, how many good running backs, Hall of Fame running backs, all pro running backs had tread on their tires? A lot of them, majority of them. Najee Harris is one. I love Javonte Williams, another running back out of North Carolina. I also like a guy like Michael Carter. So those are some running backs. If you're talking about just the first round in general, I like Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. If you guys know who Elijah Moore is, that guy's a speedy slot receiver. He's very tough going between the 20s. He's very tough going across the middle, can run the full route tree. He has gain separation at the top of his route. These are things that you look for from the right receiver position. He has a big catching radius for a guy his size. So no game is going to be too big for him because he played in these big time games. And again, people don't remember, but Elijah Moore, if I'm not mistaken, was ranked really high in terms of receiving yards per game. I think he ranked first or second behind Devontae Smith. So with that being said, Elijah Moore would be a steal in the tail end of the first round. A steal. Christian Barmore would be a steal in the tail end of the first round. I like Christian Barmore. He would be a steal in the Landon Dickerson. I know people say Landon Dickerson's all ACL guy. I like Landon Dickerson. He's the best offensive center in this year's draft class. I think he would be a steal. So those are some players in the first round that I would be happy if I was sitting there letting the board talk to me and say, you know what, Landon Dickerson's not going to last in the top end of the second round. Let's just go ahead and make a play for him in the tail end of the first. Because that's what you're going to see. You're going to see at least 2 or 3 teams, just like last year when the Green Bay Packers made a play for Jordan Love and, the Niners made a play for Brandon Ayuk. You're going to see these teams hit the panic button and the anxiety button, be like, oh my gosh, like we have to make a trade. We have to get this guy. Like, let's just go up and give up whatever we have to go to get this guy because we want to secure his services. So then we can tell the media, hey, we got 2 first-round picks and these were our guys all along.
Yeah. And you kind of look at Elijah Moore, a guy who runs a 4.3 40. You can teach a lot of things in the NFL. You can't teach speed. And if the Raiders love anything, my God, it's speed.
What? No way. Where did you hear that? Where did you hear that?
As long as you do it fast. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I do have a sleeper pick in the third round for you guys. You know who I really liked last year for you guys? Who really I had high hopes on Amik Robertson. I liked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I liked him coming out. Unfortunately, he's a little bit on the smaller side. But I still have high hopes for him. I think Quincy Roche would be a nice pickup for you guys, the pass rusher out of University of Miami. I like the intangibles he brings to the table. So Quincy Roche would be a steal on day 2, possibly even day 3.
I like that.
I'm going to ask you, it may be the shutdown question. I hope it is not the shutdown question. No. What is the window right now with, I guess it's Carr, because the quarterback is always the nucleus. Yeah, no, dude, it's okay. We'll have you back. I swear for God, we'll have you back. Yeah, will we have him back? Folks, we'll have him back. Someone say we'll have him back. No, Ryan, we'll have you back, baby. Give us some shit. Go on. It's okay.
On Derek Carr?
Yeah, I mean, what is the window when we have to have all this shit together? Because we know that, it's today. But if it doesn't happen in 2021, 2022,
that's it. He has 2 years. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Because, listen, you have John Gruden there. If John Gruden can't get the best out of Derek Carr, come on, bro. John Gruden.
I'm with you. I asked the question.
Gruden, bro. No, yeah. I like. Hey, here's some food for thought. I like Derek Carr better than I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I went on record saying that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody does.
We'll all eat steaks with them and drink ginger beer, but we need to win games.
I know.
I know. What do we do?
This show just went off the rails.
This is a lost year right now. If you guys don't address the offensive line, period. Because no quarterback can have success without a stable offensive line. Ultimately, it's going to fall on Derek Carr's shoulders because he's the quarterback. He's going to get the unfair blame. That comes with the territory of being the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. With that being said, Derek Carr, what you're getting with him is a 26 to 30 touchdown guy and a 12 interception guy year in and year out. Maybe throw for 4,000 yards, and he might fumble on the 1 yard line.
I'm gonna have to shut my damn computer. What the hell? What the hell, man? You took my thing. I love
Tony
that.
Romo and reincarnated.
You do an alley-oop. He passes someone else. We came in for the dunk. That was awesome. That's why we're here. We are not here to cupcake in the cupcake land.
No, I'm just keeping it 100. We can do this about the Niners too. Jimmy Garoppolo, can you live to play another down? No, that's why they lost the Super Bowl. He can't make the deep throw. I can just keep it 100 all the time. Doesn't matter what team I'm talking about. because ultimately I just love talking football, but I love keeping it 100. And like I said, I like the Las Vegas Raiders. I like what they're doing. I like Gus Bradley's defense.
Oh, yeah, we all do.
He's going to be a beast.
Do.
But
So,
you got to have the personnel to run that type of scheme. When you bring in guys like Yannick Ngakoue, who's going to be the Leo position, right? He's going to be the pass rushing Leo, obviously.
Right.
Is that enough? Because we all know what Yannick Ngakoue does not do well. He doesn't play the run very well.
No.
He's horrible.
Yeah.
So you have to get a run.
Work. Well, folks, send your hate mail and comments right there to Ryan Sakamoto, NFL writer and insider. He'll send you healthy eating tips and some back workouts. He also does that. I know you mentioned it briefly, man, but you do compete.
Yeah,
I saw the medals back there.
These are my first medals. So I'm actually nationally qualified to turn pro. So I'm going against internationally now, not just here in the U.S. So against
you doing it like this, or are you doing it like this? What are we doing?
Both, man. So I just my workouts are like 4 to 6 hours a day. So it's pretty intense. Yeah.
Are you working out right now? We don't know it.
He's doing the leg raises under the desk right now.
There you go.
What we doing? I do that doing all my 30-minute interviews, baby.
Hey, I'm doing my Kegels right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, on that note, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us, man. Dude, it's been so great to talk to you, brother.
It's been a pleasure, man. Have me on anytime. We'll talk football. Go Raider Nation. Holla at your boy.
Hey, man, and we'll see you on the other side of this draft, and we'll see what the 49ers did. We'll compare teams and see who came out
at 16. If they stay at 16, though, I'm just gonna say this. I think it might be Jamin Davis out of Kentucky. So that's my pick right now. That's my mock draft. Jamin Davis out of Kentucky.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that pick. That would be a solid one. That'd be solid. So we'll see what the crazy people do. So Ryan Sakamoto, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, mahalo, guys. You guys.
Bro.
There you go, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Right when I think I broke the ship, you burned it. I was like, why are we burning it? It was sinking. It was sinking
and release, Mike.
And you just lit it on fire. It wasn't burning fast. It wasn't sinking fast enough.
Yeah.
Great show.
I know. Before we move any further here, give me 1 second. Cisco actually did send me a follow-up note that I want to mention.
They let him out of the closet?
Yeah, he's witness protection here. And pardon me for having to read this, okay? Lorenzo Gonzalez from our Tucson, Arizona chapter. He's chapter president out of Tucson, Arizona. His wife unfortunately passed away a few days ago, and there's a picture of our two wonderful members, and so sorry to hear that. Condolences to the family, well wishes and everything. Damn, I hate sharing news like that. It's been a tough last few weeks for Raider Nation and everything, but condolences to the family, and we had some more other ones we won't mention just for privacy reasons or whatever. But other family members and the Black Hole family passed away, and it's a hard time over the last few weeks. So hug your people, man. Make time for your family. Hug them. I haven't seen you in days, Mike. I miss you, bro.
I miss you, man.
I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna hug you.
I don't know if you remember. You hugged me last time you saw me.
Yeah, Ebony Ivory. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. You did.
Stay on your side. Stop doing that. There we go.
I got it right finally. I know where it is.
And look at that. And people tune in for this every week. So that's it, man. We want to give one last mention to everyone for come out, book your room, save 80%. Come 80%. Have a cool weekend. 80%, man. Come,
that's some Groupon shit.
People. Yeah, it's like $80 for for a room. No resort fees at Westgate. Come hang out. Follow the link. And come hang out with us and Gorilla and Senor and Violator's going to be there. We're going to be celebrating him, and it's the official launch of the Las Vegas chapter here in town on Saturday night. Of course, DJ Philly Mike, Jay Schrader, Phil V is going to be there. Coach Hugh Jackson's going to be there. Come hang out with these guys, take some pictures, and slap some hands and all that stuff. And I think the Corona girls, I think they mentioned that. Maybe some Raiderettes, and you never know who's going to stop by, especially here in Vegas. You never know.
I invited a lot of people that are. If they come, you guys are going to be excited. I'm letting you know. You know how he and I do. Me and that guy there. I love him.
Stop trying to pat me on the head. Anyway, so that's we're going to look at.
I got dirt on my head.
The top Raiders picks, but we're gonna look at those next week. We're gonna let the dust settle on Raiders draft. We can't wait to see what happens. We're going to come to you live, special show Friday evening, right here on Facebook. Tune in because you never know who's going to be stopping by our table too to talk to us. Yeah. We're going to have all kinds of fun.
Have a good time.
But better yet, have a good time. Listen on Facebook. But if you can't be there, but I'd rather to see all of you in person. With us. So come hang out.
Come hang out with us and look at it on our phone.
Do that.
That's how millennials
do like most people do.
Like millennials.
Take us while we're on Facebook.
That'll be the best way to do it. He and I are actually fun. We're fun. We'll have a drink with you. Yeah, we'll have a burger with you. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cheeseburger.
All right, guys. Thank you so much to our guests, Richard Harp from the Westgate. Thank you, Cisco. Kid, we appreciate everything you do week in and week out for us. Black Hole Rob and those guys, and our guest Ryan Sakamoto. Check him out online on Facebook and on YouTube. He really does have some really great interviews and things like that. Yeah, he's more geared to the Niners, but he actually does a lot of covering.
I was doing some fun, and he's like, Niners. It was the Bay. It was the Bay.
It was the Bay, man. It's the Bay. So we'll see you guys.
No.
Friday.
Raiders fans.
What?
Now, I'll tell you next time. See, now you got a reason to come back. I got a good story.
You go cuss at people?
No, I got a great story, but they're going to want to hear it. I'm letting you know they're going to want to hear it. I ain't telling it now. I just realized I'm teasing.
Oh, yeah. People watching in New Orleans? Is that Roxy? Is that Roxanne? Come on, man.
Come on,
we appreciate all you guys for chiming in. Chatting up everyone here in the comments and everything. Love and appreciate y'all's support. We'll see you Friday for a special draft show. Hope to see you live in Vegas. If not, we'll see you next Tuesday right here. Right
here.
All right, man.